Hello and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 4 Experts Team video with me, Holly Shand. In today's video, I've asked the experts their best pick in each position, and it turns out they're just as confused as the rest of us on Sterling versus Maddison. I'll also be bringing you the experts' transfers and team selection for Game Week 4. Help me get this one to 500 likes and subscribe as well. We're so close to 25,000 subscribers. Let's get into it. Starting off with goalkeepers then, and this is a position that FPL managers are really struggling with at the moment. There's rotation in some clubs. There's also the threat of rotation with the transfer window still open. 41% of the experts have opted for Ederson as the best goalkeeper in the game right now. Obviously 2 clean sheets in 3. Great underlying numbers for City in terms of shots and big chances conceded. West Ham's Areola, the budget pick, is in second place on 25%, with Chelsea's Sanchez third on 17%. And with Chelsea assets in high demand, I do wonder whether Sanchez makes the optimal Chelsea triple up. Flecken and Leno make up the final places. Into the defence then, and there's plenty of competition with left backs and left wing backs ruling the roost right now. And if we look at the experts' thoughts on this, Ben Chilwell out in front on a huge 75% of the vote. He's got the form, he's got the fixtures, he's playing as a left winger, but we need Poch to stick with that wing-back 3-5-2 system. We don't want him to move into a flat-back 4 in a 4-2-3-1, so that's one to keep an eye on. Left backs ruling all over the place. Udogie and Estupinan take 8% of the votes, as does Chelsea's Gusto on the opposite flank to Chilwell. But Reece James could be back as early as Game Week 5, so that's one to keep an eye on. Into midfield, and this has been the problem that we've been mulling over all week. Who's the best pick to buy this week out of Sterling and Maddison? And who are the best midfielders to own in the game? It feels like we really could have about 10 of them in our FPL sides at the moment, but we can only pick a maximum of 5. Now, interestingly, Bruno Fernandes, I know he's got Arsenal away this week, but he takes 41% of the vote. His underlying numbers are sensational in terms of his creativity. The experts have taken that on board. Saka and Maddison take 17% of the vote among the midfielders right now, with Mbomo, Salah and Sterling on 8%. So that's quite interesting if you are making a Maddison v Sterling decision in FPL this week. Moving on to forwards then, and we keep chopping and changing these assets that sit alongside Haaland. I asked the experts for their best forward pick outside of Haaland. 41% have gone with Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson, and I think his underlying numbers are very good. It was good to see him get off the mark against Luton. Hopefully can build from here with really good fixtures. Watkins second on 33%. He continues to provide that consistency. I know he's off pens, he's not getting the goals in the league yet, but, you know, long term, we expect Watkins to be one of the top forward picks this season. Wissa on 17% and Alvarez 8%. Not as much love for those cheaper options, but they still do provide an option for our FPL squads. Looking at how the experts' combined team got on in Game Week 3 then, and it was a very good week. A Game Week rank inside the top 500k with 65 points, gave a big green arrow up to 194 points and in the top 200k overall. Goalkeeper pick, got it wrong again. Should have gone Areola over Onana. Udogie was the star man in the defence though with that 12-pointer. Chilwell also on a 6-pointer, helped the team there. Udogie was one of 2 transfers in that banged this week then. Gabriel went out for Udogie. It couldn't have got much better than that. And Nicholas Jackson came into the front line, replacing João Pedro with a 7-pointer as well. Haaland captain delivered, and Saka, Rashford and Fernandes were the star men in midfield, with blanks from Martinelli and Mbomo. And I sense that the experts are getting a little bit frustrated with this double Arsenal midfield, despite Manchester United having defensive problems going into their clash in Game Week 4. That's taken the experts community 11 team into the top 10 of the league now, sitting in 4th place on 194 points. FPL Fran leads the way, a massive 80-pointer with a huge Chelsea triple up, delivering it in Game Week 3. It's taken him up to around the top 25k in the world. FPL Fraser and FPL Phillips make the top 3, and there's some familiar faces from FPL YouTube in the top 10. We've got FPL Harry, FPL Fan, FPL Air and Ready to Jack, all in the top 10. So a huge well done to them. Let's keep an eye on how this Experts League shapes up as the season progresses. Transfer time then, and 54% of the experts have opted for one free transfer to be used this week. 31% have suggested no transfer, with 15% looking up a -4 with 2 transfers. Now, in terms of the players making way, 78% of the experts are looking to sell Martinelli this week. But who comes in? Are they favouring Sterling or Maddison? Well, it's pretty conclusive, to be fair. 67% have voted to replace Martinelli with Sterling, 22% going with Maddison, and 11% Foden. Quite surprised with those numbers, but I did pick out Sterling as a must-have player for Game Week 4 in my latest article over on Betting Odds. It really does make sense this week with that nice home game against Nottingham Forest. However, looking at the wider schedule, I still think that Maddison's perhaps the better pick. Now, I did put the transfer options to you guys as well to vote on, so remember you can do this on the community page of my YouTube channel. Option 1 was to go Martinelli to Sterling, option 2 Martinelli to Maddison, with option 3 rolling the free transfer, taking on board all the advice from the experts. 57% have opted for Martinelli to Maddison, with only 29% opting for Martinelli to Sterling. So a little bit of a difference from the experts' advice here, but the experts did rank Maddison to be the better FPL pick over Sterling. So we may need to take that advice on board when it comes to the experts' team selection. Here's how the team selection shapes up then for Game Week 4 from the experts. First decision was on the goalkeeper to play Areola or Onana. We've not been getting this right over the last few weeks, so I put the vote to you guys and it was pretty clear you wanted to start Areola over Onana. Areola the better of the fixtures against Luton away, while Onana, with United's defensive problems against Arsenal away, 90% actually voted for Areola, so he gets the nod here. And another big benching decision in the defence, and I think this is going to be a common theme for this season, because many managers have only got Haaland as their premium, and there isn't really any other picks until we get to 9 million for those that don't own Salah. So the decision was Chilwell was going to start because he was voted as the best defender pick by 75% of the experts. But I did ask you guys whether to bench Estupiñán, Udogie, Colwill or Baldock. 46% said bench Estupiñán, 39% said bench Baldock. So it's Udogie and Colwill who start this week, with Nottingham Forest at home and Burnley away, the fixtures there. So Estupiñán becomes sub 1 and Baldock substitute 2, with Newcastle at home and Everton at home. Into the midfield then, and there's 3 representatives from Arsenal versus Manchester United. Rashford, Fernandes and Saka all in there, but Fernandes and Saka are certainly long-term holds. I'm not so sure about Rashford. I feel like with the amount of high demand in our midfield spots, it feels like a waste to have a double up from one team. And Bomo is in there as well. And the final place goes to James Maddison, with you guys voting that you preferred to bring him in over Sterling. You always get the final say on this team, so I'm following your lead with that. And up front, we've got Haaland and Jackson, with Mubama dropping to the bench. Now, I did ask the experts who to captain this week. 100% said captain Haaland, so that was an easy one. I did ask the experts as well whether they wanted to play a chip this week, because I do think Haaland against Fulham at home is one to consider. However, none of the experts opted to use a chip, so the triple captain stays in the black pocket for another opportunity. I hope you found this video useful then. If you have, hit that like button, get this one to 500 likes and subscribe as well. I'd be buzzing to hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel. And make sure to hit the notify button as well, because 2 live streams coming your way tomorrow. We've got the press conference stream at 1 PM UK time with updates on all the key injuries that have cropped up midweek, including Richarlison. We've also got the deadline stream, which will come at 4:45 PM on Friday. An hour and 45 minutes taking us up to the Game Week 4 deadline, which is on Friday at 6:30 PM. Do not miss it. Thank you for watching.